Good afternoon. Welcome to the December 10th meeting of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. This is week number 19 of meeting in person. I'm President Doug Saltzgaver. We're glad that all of you are here today in person with us, or watching our live stream, or watching later on our YouTube channel. And thanks to the Invictus Media Group, who's always here every week, every Thursday, doing the filming. Thank you. I think this week we've got more than enough inspiration from what we're going to hear from our recipients. So let's go directly into the Pledge of Allegiance and then the four-way test. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, now wave to your fellow Rotarians like your life depended on it. Some of you are a little weak at that, but we'll let it go this time. Thanks to those of you who voted by SurveyMonkey for our board of directors, and thanks to you, to past President Don Flannery, who led our Quiddity Committee, who helps determine our future board of directors. We did receive a quorum to vote, and our 2021-2022 board of directors. These members were all approved and will take office July 1, 2021. That's assuming we do have a 2021. I think we will. And those members are, excuse me, President Catherine Staub, President-elect Matt Busick, Vice President Becky Greenwald, Secretary-Treasurer Kevin Kassir, Sergeant-at-Arms Ashley Bonenkamp. New board members with 2-year terms: Josh Braby, Colleen Rogers Messenger, and Christina Smith. Congratulations to all of these club members for being part of the leadership of your club. Yes, give a round of applause. And I was just told that it appears that we will be limited to 15 people again next week at our meeting. So there will be details about how to sign up for that coming out by email. And now our Rotary Club of Des Moines Foundation Board President and past president of our club, Jamie Boersma, has some remarks. Jamie? I am cleaning up.
All right. Thank you, President Doug. I need to tell him that as a past president, in the annual meeting, there's usually a lot of dialogue in that script as we take a vote and do things in the annual meeting. So that was pretty easy for you today, Doug, just so you know. Isn't that right, Sean? Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So it has been my privilege to serve this year as your president of our Rotary Club of Des Moines Foundation. So your continued support to the foundation has enabled our club to make a difference in our community for many years, for a lot of years. So thank you, President Doug, for your continued encouragement of us, even when you twist our arms during a weekly meeting to continue to make a donation to the foundation, because every bit of it makes a difference. And thank you, Kitty, for your diligent work to watch over our processes and ensure continued success, and also to the Community Foundation of Greater Des Moines for being a valued partner to us. Thank you. The foundation, I am so happy to be able to say, value is in excess of $2 million. So that's awesome. It's a big milestone for us as we went through our campaign and have continued to work hard to grow the foundation. And it generates the funding each year that we use for our many charitable activities. So just as a reminder of the recent difference that this particular grant that we will award today has made in the community. Last year we made a lead gift to Dorothy's House for the construction of an additional house that they are working on. The previous year, we supported Courage League Sports for their traveling sensory gym, and that benefits Child Serve, Boys and Girls Clubs, Autism Speaks, Balancing Autism, and the Des Moines Parks and Recs, as well as other community recreation systems. But today's meeting presents our 2020-2021 transforming gift to the community. And so it is with great pleasure that I turn the podium to Ganesh Ganpat, who is the chair of our grants committee, so that he can recognize his committee and get to the fun part of this meeting, which really is to make the award. So, okay, here we go, Ganesh. Now, are you feeling safe? I want to make sure you're safe. You know, I want you to be safe. All right, there you go.
Air high five.
Oh, yes, high five. Thank you very much.
I want to share this with you all. Thank you for making it really clear. Well, thank you, Chair Jamie, and we greatly appreciate the work of the foundation and the ways that it impacts our community. Today, you're going to learn a little bit about our efforts. And, you know, what a great day for our club. What a great day for our grant recipients. And what a great day for the lives that will be impacted by what great work our recipient will do. Before I continue, I think I've got to recognize some people who gave a lot of time and effort. No blood, no sweat, well, a lot of tears probably, but you know, it was a great process. And I want to thank the committee members of the Community Grants Committee, Ashley Hemphill, Dave Kenworthy, Graham Gillette, Jessica Worthy, and our liaison was Don Flannery. And some of those people are here present today. You probably can't see them, but they're in the room. I also want to thank Deanne Thompson, who really put the framework in place, who chaired this committee last year, making our jobs, I think, a lot easier. And of course, it's a seamless process because of the great work of our executive director, Kitty. So thank you. We received 14 applications, and all of those had to be read and scored. And we narrowed down our list to 4 finalists. And the 4 finalists were given the opportunity to make a presentation virtually to our committee. And that was a good opportunity for us to learn more in depth. You know, it's easy seeing people on paper, but to actually have the presentations, I think, was a really additional great step that was put into place last year, and it seems to be working exceptionally well. Even during the midst of a pandemic, we found a way to do it. I do want to let you know that I believe that all the recipients that applied, we greatly appreciate their efforts. The 4 finalists, I think either of these 4 projects would have been a winner, but it was a tough decision. I do want to share the 4 finalists: Child Serve, Youth Emergency Services and Shelter of Iowa, Children's and Family of Iowa, and the Des Moines Public Library Foundation. So we based our decision based on a number of some key criteria. You know, we're always looking for a project that fits perfectly, and I believe this one does. And we did diligence to ensure that it would. So some of the things we looked at is what type of an impact is it going to make in terms of number of people served. We also looked at, you know, is it transformative? Will it make a lasting change in our community? And this one ties in extremely well with that long-term strategically. We also look at, and kind of in a humbling way, our club does so much for the community, and I think, and many of you all would agree with this, that we don't always do a great job maybe of tooting our own horn. We humbly give, which I think is awesome in philanthropy that we do that. But in a way, it is nice to see our name when it's across a billboard or on social media or whatever. And this project allows us to be able to do that with some branding. And then the other thing is the opportunity for our club members to get engaged maybe through volunteer opportunity. So when you put that all together and you have a group of people who are passionate about wanting to do good, those are our committee members, we came to the realization that this year we want to award one grant in the amount of $40,000 to the Des Moines Public Library Foundation in support of Rosie Reader Van Project. Now, I'm not a pro about telling you about Rosie and the Van Project, other than what we learned during the presentation and on the grant, but I will introduce a little bit of it and why we made this decision, and I will have Dory and Sue come and talk more about it. But you know, this project is an extension of what our community is in terms of the great mission of the library, to be able to get literacy out to people who are seeking it in very unique ways during challenging times. So we didn't select this project just because of what's happening right now. We selected it strategically long term. So our gift basically helps to actually purchase a transit van that will have 14 laptop computers. And those computers will have educational software, and yes, they're going to be encased in hard covers and whatever else to protect them. But the transit vehicle will also have internet hotspots. So people that have limited access to the internet or no access could basically use this as an opportunity. Now, the library, through their outreach program, does a number of things in delivering books, issuing library cards, offering story time, and other projects that engage their efforts. For example, visiting authors are a part of this as well. Now, Graham Gillette, I did not want to forget Graham as a member of the committee, but I wanted to mention Graham separately here just for a second because he came up with this brilliant idea that was endorsed by the committee. And he said, you know, the library has that mascot, Rosie, and as a part of this, we should find some way of honoring Rosie. So we looked into, well, what would be involved in making Rosie an honorary member of our club, presenting Rosie with a badge, and when the library does their program, it kind of ties in our efforts to it as well. So as a part of our discussion through the presentation process, the library said, well, we're going to make this van, they're going to call it the Rotary Rosie Reader Van. So I think that ties in extremely well with our branding. Now, we're not asking for every corner and every inch of the van to be labeled with Rotary stuff, but hey, that would be nice. So without further ado, I want to have a colleague and a good friend of mine come up, Dory, and tell us a little bit more. Dory is the executive director of the Library Foundation, and tell us a little bit more about what this project will do. Hold on. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Ganesh, and thanks everyone for being here today. I really want to say thank you for selecting the Des Moines Public Library and the Library Foundation as a recipient of your special grant. Your funding will make it possible for the library to purchase a new transit van, which replaces a well-used and loved 15-year-old van that really doesn't start most of the time now. And it will transport Rosie and library staff to deliver services, free programming, books, and computers to our community. In recognition of the generosity and partnership we look forward to, as Ganesh mentioned, we will call it Rotary Rosie Reader Van, and the name and logo for Rotary will be prominently displayed on the outside of the van. And you will be meeting Rosie shortly. So, though the world has changed dramatically with this pandemic, the library's dedication to our community has not. Sue has had a huge challenge trying to address this with staff, and the library, I think, has been nimble and flexible in serving our community. A recent donor, along with their donation, I get these wonderful notes and said, "The library is my saving grace and lifeline during this time." Many others have told us how important the library resources are to keep them informed, entertained, to keep their children busy, to keep them connected to their family members through use of the computers at Central Library, and able to research and apply for jobs. Many have said that the library helps them feel they are not alone. Those are the real hard notes, they're wonderful notes to get, and then you get phone calls that people say, "Oh, thank you, I live alone, I'm older." They are so appreciative. And this van will help us make sure people throughout the community in the future feel that they are not alone or not served. So this photo gives you an idea of what the new Rosie Rotary Reader Van will look like. It will have a space for laptop computers, internet hotspots, books, other materials, and the computers will be able to be checked out and used in people's own homes. The small size of the former van, which was much smaller, just didn't allow us to take computers out or a lot of books or anything. The awning, we hope to add, will provide shade during pop-up library events and at festivals. And as Ganesh mentioned, Rotary funds will be used to purchase the new transit van, 14 Chromebooks and cases, and 6 Wi-Fi hotspots. And we hope to, over time, increase that through other foundation funding. Not all homes in Des Moines have computers. And there are even more that may have computers, but they have no internet service. Library computer users find employment, they apply for jobs, they do their homework, they do business research, they access government and school forms, they pay child support, they improve digital literacy skills, and they make social connections, and much more. And we know this because we've surveyed the users. And just today, I was talking to a young woman who said, "Well, yes, I've used the computer. I had to get my taxes done. My computer wasn't working, so I went down to the Central Library." A principal employee recently stated, "I personally also love libraries for their ability to support job seekers and those who are digitally illiterate to learn skills and get access to the resources they need." And as Ganesh mentioned, they will have Public Library Association's Digital Learn curriculum already loaded on them that will help people improve digital skills. And so as soon as they open it up, they will appear, and there'll be courses on basics of using Windows, navigating websites and emails, creating resumes, and researching online and applying online for jobs. Also Microsoft Word, Excel, and many more. And these are, I've reviewed them all, they're very easy to use. So we think it will benefit many in our community. The Library Foundation, some people don't realize this, we raise all the funds to cover all the computers and technology, printers and copiers that are used by the public who come into the library. We also have, through contributions, pay for almost 90% of the free programming offered to our community. Those services aren't covered by city funding. So that's why we and your support is so important. So thank you. I wish you could have seen me do my happy dance when we heard about this, because it means so much and it will serve thousands. So thank you, and Sue's going to speak a little bit.
and our Library Foundation, but also thank you to the Rotary Foundation. This is a huge gift, and I cannot tell you what important timing it is for the library, as it has been for the library, as is every business and nonprofit has experienced. This has been such a difficult year. And we're open, we're closed. We're open a little bit, we're closed a little bit, we're closed a lot. It's been crazy, and our community has suffered. And we know that we are going to have to rebuild our library in a post-pandemic community. And that's why the timing of this gift is so crucial and so important for us. We know we need to get out into the community. We need to expand what we are doing to meet people where they are. So thank you so much. At this time, I would like to introduce Rosie. If you don't know our Rosie, she is a beautiful, adorable, big, pink, fluffy reading monster. Come on out, Rosie. Isn't she cute? Come on up, Rosie. We came up with Rosie quite a few years ago, and she is just about spreading the love of literacy and reading and the joys that the library brings out into the community. She encourages people to come to us. We need to do outreach, to go out into the community, meet people where they are, so that we hope that we can introduce what we have to offer to them and let them know, so that they will in turn come back to us. We're such a vital part of our community, and we can't wait to get back at it. The last year that we were open, we had 1.2 million in circulation, with 1.4 million just in website views. And this year, we've had just a virtual digital lifeline with all of our digital offerings. But we know that we need to do much more. And an important part of this year, a difficult time of this year, has been our new strategic plan. We've been working on it. I'm almost glad that we didn't get it finished at the end of last year, because we'd have had to start all over again. So we know that we are looking at our community and at our library in a very different manner right now. We will be focusing our strategic plan on a couple of important key elements, and that would be diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in order to do this, we really need to expand our outreach activities and go out to the people and meet them on their terms. We know they might not just flock back into the library or attend a program with 75 other people in the same room. So we know that we've got a lot of rebuilding to do. And this Rotary Rosie Reader Van, not easy to say, will help those learn about the library and know what we can do to enrich their lives and really empower them. Specifically, some of the things that we will be doing is encouraging early literacy with our youngest readers, exposing all ages to books and having them develop this love of lifelong learning and reading, offering laptops and hotspots to check out. We know that there is indeed still a digital divide, and I don't think that has ever been more evident than right now. Even if the schools are giving out those laptops, they don't have the bandwidth, they don't have the access at home. That's what the library is for. We want to build awareness. There are so many free resources, and many communities aren't even aware of what a library does, much less of how we can help them. So that's what outreach is really all about. It's about building relationships with our community partners and reaching those people that we might not be able to reach, who might not know what a library offers. That could be immigrants, it could be refugees, low-income families, seniors, different various populations like the Latino population, as we are trying to do a lot more of our programming and website information in a bilingual manner so that we are truly able to serve more. And that's what outreach is all about, and that's what this van is going to enable us to do. But we need your help. We would love to have some volunteers from the Rotary. There's going to be so many opportunities as we open up our community, as we start doing our parades again, as we start doing our festivals. We'd love to have our Rotarians walking along beside this van, handing out information and books and bookmarks and going along with Rosie here. We need you to help us with those outreach events and join us in the parades and read to children and help us spread the word of all that the library has to offer. So in closing, this Rosie Reader, I did it wrong again, Rotary Rosie Reader van will serve children, teens, adults, seniors for many, many years to come. We know this is not a one and done. We're going to have to really build this program, and it could take us several years. And we have a commitment to do that, and we need your help. This is for Des Moines. We want to help Des Moines grow and thrive. Because our libraries need to be helping people of all ages, of all backgrounds, to learn, come together, find information, inspiration, employment, especially now, and enjoyment. So thank you so much for helping us transform and enhance and enrich the lives of our community. Thank you so much. Bye, Rosie. Rosie doesn't have any germs. We can do that.
That, and I think most everyone here is as well. I do have one more official act, I'm told, for the business meeting. As mentioned before, we'd like to make Rosie the Reader an official honorary member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. We have a name tag, Rosie Reader, honorary, and just have a few questions. Now, you don't have a fever. You haven't been in contact with anyone in the last 10 days that's tested positive or had, okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. Just in case, I'll go ahead and wipe it down. So please promise as an honorary member, Rosie, that you will abide by the Rotary five-way test. You can read our four-way test there on the banner. And we're going to add a fifth test in honor of our district governor, and that fifth test is it fun? So, Rosie, if you'll step forward. Yep. I have no idea where you're going to pin that. Okay. All right. Thank you. Congratulations to the Des Moines Public Library Foundation. Thank you, Ganesh, and the Grants Committee for your very difficult decision that you had to make. We thank everyone for being with us here today, in person, live, watching on live stream, or on our YouTube channel at a later time. We have some time to kill. Did you get the email, Katie, I sent you on the 400 photos I took during my vacation? Did you ready to show those? Oh, she deleted it, she says. All right. Oh, there's thunderous applause based on that, I'm hearing. So as I said before, we're going to have to wait and see, probably week by week for a while, on what we can do for attendance. But we'll have details coming out on that. Our upcoming speakers / meetings next week, December 17th. Typically our big holiday party where we have hundreds of people packing the place, which we're not going to be able to do that this year. So we're going to have a different kind of holiday lunch party. Quartet 515 will be here performing for us. They're a string quartet who are all members of the Des Moines Symphony, so I'm sure that's going to be very high quality. December 24th, it's the day before Christmas, so no meeting. December 31st, we'll not have a meeting, so everyone can go out and start partying early. Thank you for being with us here today. It's been being part of your Rotary Club of Des Moines. thanks again to all of those tuning in now and later. I would like to say the club certainly has left something behind today. $40,000 we left behind, and we're very happy to do it, to a well-deserving group. Again, we couldn't do this without your generous support of the foundation, each and every one of you, and hopefully you will continue to help us increase the balance in our foundation so we can do even more every year. With that, we are adjourned.